Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday Live. I'm Christine Jussie of Mail Something Pretty, and thank you for joining. I just want to give it a few seconds just to make sure that this is recording. Sometimes you guys who watch the replay have to deal with some mic issues, so hopefully that's not a problem. So just hang tight just for a second, but I have some fun, a fun chocolate snowman to show you. I have my sample that I was inspired by, and I'll show you that, and then I'll kind of show you my interpretation. Alrighty, so Mary Lou is here. Hello. Okay, so we are good. Nancy is here. Hi. All right, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay, I always like to make sure that the volume is working before I say anything. Important. All right, and Cindy's here. Great. So both Facebook and YouTube are working. So that's awesome. All right. So like I said, I have some fun chocolate snowmen to show you. I think you guys are really going to like it. And hopefully you can see that there's interpretation to go with it. Great. Thanks, Nancy. But first I thought I would show, actually, before I do that, so let me think, what's going on with Stampin' Up! Right now? There is the last chance sale. Let's see. We should have been prepared. So this holiday catalog is retiring soon. Hi, Debbie. And so a lot of what's in here is going on the retirement list. So some of these things are on sale right now. Some of them aren't, but everything that's on the retirement list is while supplies last. If you just go to mailsomethingpretty.com/shop, it'll bring you right into kind of that section of what's on sale and what's retiring. And some things have already been sold out. So I don't want you to miss anything if it's been on your list. All right, so that's going on with Stampin' Up! Hello from cold Iowa. Oh, it's a little cold here too, but I'm sure not as cold as you, Karen. But thanks for tuning in. I'll get some kind of warm and cozy while you're watching the video. So what else is going on? So we have the live right now, and Thursday we are doing the live with Anne. Very excited. Our monthly, we need a name. Our monthly thing, a get together, crafting together, and whatever. So because she had her time change kind of before us, and then we had ours, or she didn't have one. Now I don't remember. But anyways, we had our daylight saving time just a couple weeks ago. So Thursday, it will still be the last Thursday of the month, but it's going to be at 7 Eastern Standard Time. So convert that to wherever you are. It used to be 8, so it's an hour earlier than it's been. And that will be until spring, till we turn the clocks back ahead. So it stays at her 10 a.m. time. All right, so I send an email about that today, but I'll send a reminder. Okay, so let me just move this over. Get this in spot here. Okay, I was uploading and it started to ask me all these questions about different cameras and everything, so I got a little confused. So I'll put that aside for a second. First, I thought it'd be fun to show some Christmas cards that I've received. So each week I will show you, and not that you have to send me Christmas cards, but I'd like to show off what people send me so you guys get more ideas. So this, look how shiny and beautiful that is. And you see the little stitched edging on the side? This is made by 80, and I know a few of you know 80. She used to be part of Club, and then she moved away, but we still keep in touch. So she made this beautiful card, and if you look at it, it's actually, it's not too complicated because the die did all the work, and then she did a little embossing there, but she did make beautiful cards. And then Nancy made this one, and I love how this, let's see, how, cover my message, how this opens up and you have the hole here and you can still see the little image there. So that's something I'm going to be copying because I think it's kind of cute. So I think those are sweet. So yeah, so I'll share Christmas cards so you have ideas. All right, so this is the card. It's actually, this one is actually a card. It flips up. It's heavy because it has chocolate in it. You can see a little bit. So I went to a Stampin' event back in September and we made this, and we did some sponging up here, and then we did the fun little scarf, although my scarf keeps falling off. We just use a little blends markers for the cheeks, cut out a little triangle, and use branches. I think the branches are from the Cheerful Daisy set. And then we embossed with the snow falling. So this was kind of my starting point. This hat, I don't know if you can kind of see, it's an old punch. It's the old, like, you punched it and it made a label, you know, for like the file folders. So we just cut it in half, but it's old, but it's cute how it just kind of goes up on top of each other. So that's my starting point. And what I came up with, this is the first one, is this little cute little snowman. And again, it has the chocolates in it. But if you can see, my scarf and hat's all different. So I'm going to show you what I did. And so every single little bit of piece, so the flower, oh, sorry, this, not the hat, the flower, the little holly, the nose, the buttons, the arms, and the scarf all came from the Paper Florist dies. I was so excited. I took out a few different dies that I thought could work. And then I started with this one first. And then I realized that I could decorate my snowman with everything from these dies. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And the other one is very similar. I made this one into a tag. So I'll make both, but they're very similar. Uh-oh. Okay, I just froze on myself, but it seems to be better now. So let's see. Oh, the other thing I'm going to change, like this card opens up. And I don't normally open my cards up this way, but it's actually smart because it will sit versus the card that I made. I had it open up this way and watch. It's too heavy. It won't stand up. So I'm going to make it in this direction. But my daughter pointed out, so she's very happy she's home, and she gives me her opinion, which I appreciate, even though sometimes she's pretty harsh with her opinion. She goes, oh, so when they eat, I was just thinking you would just rip off. She goes, oh, when you eat, you just push out. Isn't that brilliant? You just push out the chocolate. Oh, push this. I'm not going to push that one out. The arms are in the way. So then she goes, then it might stand up. And then that way it won't wreck the card. This one, the glue went on the arms. Let's see. Here we go. So then your card is still intact and they took out the chocolate. I'm like, that is so smart. So make sure whoever you give this to, just tell them, just even write a message, just push up to keep the snowman in there. All right. So, all right. Did the snowman have a bit of brandy? You're funny. All right. So I'm gonna make really the same one because I like the color combination. So this is Pretty Peacock, and I just cut it the long ways and I scored it in half, so it goes that way. And then I cut a piece of just basic white. Actually, I think I did. Oh no, I did. That's for the inside. I cut a piece of this is from the Walk on the Forest paper. I still had a bunch left. And I just love these two colors together, the Balmy Blue and Pretty Peacock. So that's just standard 4 by 5 1/4, your first layer. And then those are for the inside. Brilliant daughter. You are so on point, Karen. She is brilliant. And she's good. She's a good person to run things by because she'll tell you the truth. All right, let me glue this down. A little more glue than normal because we are going to be making it heavy with the chocolate. All right, so what I did is, so this one I really liked with the texture. There you go, with a little texture. But when I was making this one, I kind of kept it plain. So you could do either, leave it plain or texture. This is just plain. But what I did is I ripped it, because when you rip, you get a little bit. I'm actually gonna try something. You get a little bit of the torn paper, so it looks like snow. I'm just wondering, since it was a little bit, let's do it that way so we get 2 layers. So it looks a little bit more like snow. I think you can see it. All right, so we're going to put this one on first. So that's one way to kind of create texture. Just rip it in half and use both. And this is the same 4 inches wide. Let's see. I don't want it too high up. Oops. I'll glue this one down. All right, yeah. Look at that. I like that. So you nice little snow background. Can you see the little edges? So you can use that with other purposes too, not just the snowman card. All right. So then here are my, I already cut the pieces, but I'm going to show you where they all came from. All right. So actually, before I do that, let's roll up the chocolate so then it has a little bit to stick. I found that if I use my bone folder to curl the paper, it actually does a better job. So this one I did with the, not the Seal Plus, I did with the Seal because it was faster. But I think it sticks okay. So you can either use the glue or the Seal Plus. But it's an inch wide, 3 inches long for the nuggets. These are Hershey nuggets that I'm using. And they come in different flavors. These are just standard. So if you curl the paper, it helps kind of curl around the nugget. And you could use, if you're not doing a snowman, there's so many Hershey Nugget crafts. You could use designer paper, put them little sleeves. There's tons of resources online. I don't use my Seal Plus very often, but this is faster because if I did the glue, which I did do on some of those, I would have to just sit here for a few minutes to let it dry, but this is a little bit faster for video. Did everybody have a nice Thanksgiving? Let's say we hosted 22 people, which was a lot of people, but it all turned out, actually we were ready 10 minutes earlier. I told everyone to come afternoon. We'd eat at 3, and we actually had dinner ready at 10 of 3. I was very excited. All right, so there are our little nuggets there. So these are the pieces I used for the snowman. And here, I just want to make sure I'm all in camera here. And here are the dies. So let's see, we'll go from the top down. The hat actually is not from these dies. I just used the smaller square of the Stylish Shapes, but it is a 1-inch square. And then I just cut a 1/2 inch by 1.5 the brim of the hat. So that comes together pretty easy. But all these other pieces are from here. So let's go. So the nose is from this die. So you get these funky flowers. So we're just gonna look at all these noses you have. Tons of noses, big and little. And then the eyes and the buttons are from, you get this little die, and this is like for the center of if you wanted to put a center in a flower. You get 4 of those little buttons, so I just put them all right there. Oh, I forgot the flower on the hat. You get 2 of these. These are both the same. And when I put it together, I'm going to show you could actually make these into snowflakes, which I will do because I don't have any snowflake dies this year. I have some from the past, but I don't have any from this year. So you can use these for snowflakes too, but I used it for like the poinsettia on the hat. And the little green behind the hat, these guys are from, they look like tulips. Nope, that's not it. This actually goes together like that, but I use the top. So these, to me, look like tulips, so I use the green. And then the scarf, this is what excited me so much. This we've used before. You roll it up really tight for the inside of the flower with the big petals. But then I'm like, it looks like a scarf. So we'll put it together, but I used it like that. And then I kind of created my knot of the scarf, and I used 2 circles. So I used this circle and this circle right here. And then the arms, I used this part. That was the bottom of the tulip. So they look like this. My daughter gave me her opinion on those too, which is why there was kind of glue. So I'm going to do them her way, which is better than what I had. And yeah, so those are all the pieces to the snowman. So let's get started. So many noses. Yes. Let's see. Nancy said they had a great time with the kids up in Montana. Awesome, but it was chilly. And Carol's here from Connecticut. Awesome, awesome. Love the scarf. Yeah, the scarf made me excited. Very happy with it. All right. So we'll just kind of go down. So we'll make our hat first. And on the this one, I'm going to show you another detail I did on the hat, but I'll just do this one plain. So really, this is just going to get glued edge to edge on the bottom. Like that. Couldn't be simpler. And then the little poinsettia. So I have these two red. So when you put them to, let's see, you put them together like that, right, kind of on top of each other. And if you used a different color, to me it looked like a snowflake. And then you could put a diamond in the middle, and then you'd have a really cool snowflake. All right, so I'm going to put a little dot of glue in the middle and then put that piece on top using my tweezers, and I'm just going to offset it. And then I have, so the tulip pieces that you get 3. I'm just going to use the 2 smaller ones because that was kind of big for the holly. So what I did, let's see, I wish I could zoom in, but I don't know how to do that. I'll just bring it up. So I put one green down first. So I put one green down first, and I'm just going to put the other one kind of on top. Ah. Like that. And then, so it's like that, and I'm going to put the little red poinsettia right on top of it. And I'm going to shift it over. Oop. Shift it over. Actually, I ended up just tucking it behind that black, and that worked out better, just like that. And then we'll put a gem on top because the poinsettia have, where'd they go? Yellow insides. Here they are. So these are just old gems that I had. They're kind of shiny. I think these were from the gnomes last year, Christmas set from the gnome set. All right, so there is our hat. And then, so let's make the scarf. So you could soften it a little bit. Yeah, that's so right, Karen. You definitely can use these flowers dies in so many ways. All right, so I'm just kind of putting it in half, but then offsetting it. Let's see, I had that on the bottom. You know, like a scarf, right? Because you have like the 2 parts. So I'm just going to glue that together like that. And then you can fluff it up as much or as little as you want. And if you want, after it's kind of, the glue's dry, you can even fluff up the little fringe a little bit, but we'll do that after. So then I had those 2 circles. So just put a little glue there. And you don't have to do that, but I think it just gives it a little layered, you know how a knot has like the different folds that go in. And so I thought, in this set, you actually get 2 of these, and they're identical in the shape, but the texture's on the opposite. So I use the one with the texture, but you could use this one because it has the stitching. You could use either side. And then this is just going to go on top with a dimensional. So you can even put the dimensional right here. Oops. I'll put that right there. I just think that is the cutest thing. All right, so then the arms. So what I had when I did mine, I cut, because there's 3, I just cut one of these off and then just stuck them in like branches. But my daughter said, but that's not how they are. They are crossed. So we're going to cut them she said sometimes like a stick, you see the cross part, the branches. So we'll do it her way. So you're going to have one left over. So I'm just going to put a little glue here. Can't seem to pick things up, and cross it. Probably should have crossed it further up, but because or you could just use one stick. Actually, that might work too. If you just had one, because it has a little texture on there. We'll look at both. We'll put these together and then we'll decide. Let them dry. All right, so those are drying. Those are extra. So then on your snowmen, let's see. Oh, thank you, Mary Lou. So, oh, I left my good pencil upstairs, but this will work. So if you don't think you can get things on straight, you could always mark with a pencil first, like where you want your buttons, because it might be easier to see first. And now I'll put the glue down. These are for the charcoal buttons. Where did they go? Oh, they're over here. And I just love how there's like little edges on them, so they're not even, so they're rough. Our snowman is coming together. Okay, and then the face, like I said, you could do the eyes first and then the nose. I think I did the nose first on mine, but do the eyes first. And then you got to pick which nose, like if you want a big nose or a little nose. I'll just cut this one off just like that. And I love how like this one I just cut off a corner, like of a square, and that's fine. But this one just reminds me of like Olaf's nose or something. Like it had a little character to it. Like that. Okay, so those are our pieces. And now we'll build it on our card here. So you can just lay it down first. So you make sure there's room. So that scarf will go there. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to glue down the hat first. You could use a dimensionals, but I just glued it flat. Make sure it's in the center of the card. Okay. And then this is just going to get glued down. Now, if you want them to push the chocolates out, only put the glue on the paper. Push it down. And then the scarf, what I did is I took two dimensionals. I actually even put them straight on the card. That might be easier. Just put a dimensional here and here. Take off the papers. Because at first I was actually going to figure out how to, because I had trouble with this one kept falling off, I was figuring out you could just glue it straight on the, let's see. You could just glue it straight on top of the snowman, but then I kind of liked how it's separated. So I'm just going to put that right on top. Now, by doing it that way, you can really push it down. And if you want, you can fluff up the fringe. You can use scissors or tweezers or just give a little movement to it. All right, and then we'll just glue down the rest. My buttons are not in alignment. I should have done a better job. You could always put them on after you already have the chocolate on the card and then put them. There we go. So I'm just going to let that sit before I put it up, just to give it some time to the glue to dry. Oh shoot, I did this yesterday with the arms. So we're just going to stick the arms. It's actually cute without the arms, and this is exactly what I did last time. But if we wanted to stick the arms, they're too long right now. So we can just stick them under like that. So let's look. Let's see what it looks like with the two. So it looks like that with the two, or you could just do, that's kind of long, but you could do just one. This one's going to be short because I didn't cut it right. You could do just one. Because mine are lopsided, I'm not going to, well, I could cut it down. I don't know. Okay, let me know. That's kind of cute too. Let me know in the comments if you like just the one arm or if you like the, we'll call it the crossed arms. And then I will do whatever you guys say. And I'll get the next snowman ready. You kind of like it with no arms. I know, that's how I did it first. So everyone chime in and let me know what you think. Because we have another snowman to do, so we can do the top two majority. Crossed arm, no arms. Okay, some more votes. We have 2 snowmen to do because we have our tag to do as well. Single, one of each, everybody. Come on. Who's going to be the tiebreaker? Isn't that funny? Crossed arms. All right, Nancy, you are the tiebreaker. I'll do crossed arms on this one. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'll do crossed arms. I'm just wondering if single arms would look better on this one because it's patterned paper. We'll do that. We'll do single arms on the tag. We'll do crossed arms. So I'm going to save those. That way we can do both. Looks good. Anyway, thank you, Carol, being a diplomat. All right, so these are just going to get tucked under. And then I'm going to trim these a little bit more. Those will get tucked under. So when you're making yours and you forget your arms, it's okay, because so far I've forgotten to do my arms each time I've made this one. This one looks funny without chocolate in it because of my gluey mess. All right, so there's that one. And so now we're going to make a tag, which is really done the same way, except for I'm going to show you. Where's my trimmer? Here it is. What I did with a hat. So I have all my pieces again. And so what I did with the hat, with the trim of the hat, because you know sometimes they have like a little texture. I just put it on here on the 1/8 of an inch, and I scored it. I turned it around, and I did the 1/8 of an inch again. And if you wanted to, you could even score it so you get 3 score lines. So now, let's see, can you, I don't know if you'll be able to see. You get some score lines in there, so it's a little bit of texture for his hat. All right, so this one should come together fairly quick for anyone who has come in on late, or later, I shouldn't say late. All right, so this, for the tag I used the biggest die of the contoured scallop dies, which I used, I don't remember, I know I used them last week. I'm trying to remember for what. I've used it a couple times lately, but this is the biggest die. And then what I did is I just measured the distance between edge to edge and made it a little bit smaller in top and bottom so that this would fit in here. So I'll tell you what it is. It's 3 1/4 by, oh yeah, 4 9/16. You could certainly change that a little bit, but it does have an equal border around that side. So, all right, so we're gonna build our snowman. Move this over. We'll make the silicone mats are definitely helpful when you have glue involved. All right. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take the 2 smaller leaves, and actually I kind of tucked them under on that last one by accident, but it worked. So we'll do that. And then we'll make our, I think the difference, you can't even tell. I can barely tell, but one is real red and one is sweet sorbet, because I think I had both in my one pile for my scrap paper. But you can't even tell the difference. And tweezers are definitely helpful. All right, and then we'll put the little gem on there. Okay, so we have our little snowman hat. And so that will go kind of towards the top because he's kind of long. This one doesn't have a scarf. Actually, which way do I like it better? I might do it that way. That way we have a couple berries to look at. All right, so I already did my, wrapped up my chocolates. So actually we're gonna put it all together and then we will decorate them that way. So I'm going to glue on the top. You want to give it a good push so it's solid. And then I'm still, you know what, I'm still going to tuck in those arms because we have room, because under the silver, the body and the base. This way my, well, I was going to say this way my buttons will all be in alignment, but look, I didn't put buttons on the bottom on this one. I just wanted to show you differences. All right, so where'd my pencil go? For me, the pencil helps kind of, because you can always erase it, kind of know where your marks are going to go. And we'll do the buttons. So I'm going to do one in the middle and then one on top and one on bottom. So now we'll put the glue. And these things are so little, but the tweezers or the, I wonder how my putty is on this. Let's give it a try. Yep, that works, except for when my buttons are upside down. You could even make your snowman have blue eyes. Now I'm sticky. All right, slide that one down a little bit. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so then I ended up drawing a mouth. So I just took a, I don't know what kind of markers these are, but and just did a cute little smile. And then, oh, we need our nose again. So I'll just pick one of these guys since we have so many. You could even use a little dimensional if you wanted to. Have it come up. Each one has a little different personality. So again, you could use that with no arms, but I said we were going to use single arms, so we're going to use these guys. I'm glad you like them, Nancy. I think they're very cute. I've been waiting because I've had the first one since September, so I've been waiting a while till I could do these with you. But I figured it's not quite December yet, but it's close. So you can go buy your candy while it's on sale. Let's see. Okay. Oops, it's a little shorter. Okay, so there we go. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Cover on my glue. All right, let me see what you can see on the camera. So that, oh, and the ribbon. So this is a combo pack. They come together so you can do red or green, and they actually both match. So I figured I would do one red and one green. This is garden green and real red. So there are many ways because there's holes everywhere. You know, you could do it on the top. I kind of liked it on the corner. You could weave yours in anyway. And if you were going to write a message on the back side, I would do that before you assemble your snowman. All right, so I think I did this one different. There's different ways to weave it in. This one I just tied a knot. So there you go. All right, so let's see, make sure I'm all crooked. That's really crooked. These are straight. These guys. Whoop. All the noses just fell on the floor, and that was my original. All righty, let's see. There. I just think they're cute. So don't forget, you can tell your people who you give them to right on the inside just to poke them through to leave the snowman intact. And then they can keep their card. Let's put this one back in. There we go. He looks better with the chocolate. Alrighty. Oh, hi, Anne. You popped on there. All right. So let's see. I will take pictures of them and post them so you have them as a reference. But hopefully you can see, like, this one's dry. He's not on any background of snow. I just use pretty paper. So use up some of the paper you have. And then, you know, this one I did use some kind of snowy paper, but go ahead and use whatever you have. It's time to use up some of that Christmas scrap paper. Alrighty, so I'm glad you like them. I'm glad you like them. Let's see. So I told you guys about the last chance sale, the retirement sale. That's going on till, I think, like January 2nd. Everything's while supplies last. We have some of you guys are chatting with Anne, which is nice. So Anne is my demonstrator friend from Australia. And so since she was here in August, we've been doing a monthly joint live. And I told them all we need to come up with a name. So that is this Thursday. And so previously it was at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but because of the change of the clocks, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the last Thursday of the month. Till the spring, we'll go back to 8 o'clock, but don't just forget about that part now. So it's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this Thursday. We are doing, neither one of us know what the other's making, except for we are using the, is it called the Meadow Garden? I think it's called the Meadow Garden bundle. It's a new bundle that's available on the online exclusives. And so we were able to pre-order it. So we're doing something, each of us, with that. So that's a fun time. So be prepared. It will be at least an hour long because there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of tips and tricks and everything, but it's a lot of fun. And so you guys are getting to know each other in the comments as well. Double the fun could be your name. Oh, that's cute, Karen. That's cute. So yeah, so that's happening Thursday. The sale's happening. And I think that's it. We had a really busy weekend, so we need a little breathing room. I have something special coming up next Monday, so stay tuned for my emails. Make sure you're on my mailing list so you find out about what that special thing is going to be. And then I'll be here on Tuesday again. So yeah, so I can't wait to, Mary Lou. I'm very excited. All right, so thank you very much for joining me. I'm glad you like my chocolate snowman. I'm glad you saw some of the creativity with the Paper Florist Dies. Look at them with different eyes and see what you can kind of come up with, because I'm bet that we can come up with even more things. All right, thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.